I want to agree with my colleague, Councillor Parekh, in that I don't think that simply referring to this to strategy and resources is an appropriate course of action when people have raised this directly with this committee, and this committee has been given a certain degree of autonomy to manage its budget. I think redirecting it back centrally is an odd course of action in view of what we've asked to do. Apologies to Councillor Mohammed that you haven't seen the letter. The letter was sent to the Chair, which we thought was a normal course of action, really, that the Chair would have first sight of the letter and to be able to consider it in that capacity. I don't know why it hasn't been circulated to everybody. In terms of actually practically what we're asking for here, we're not trying to enact some screeching government U-turn here. It's, yes, there has been an agreement on how money should be spent, but the circumstances were quite different when that plan was being drawn up, and I don't think anybody was thinking quite how they are today about the severity of the situation that we're facing. We don't know how many community hubs or whatever we end up calling them, warm spaces, welcoming places. We don't know how many can be supported in the southwest area. I do know for a start that in my ward, Crooks and Crossball, there's no library, there's no obvious immediate community building to use as a warm place. We don't know yet what the centralised plan for that is. We do know there's a gold team that's already come together to look at this, but we haven't had any information about how this will actually look in our communities. So the reason for asking to pause at this stage on evaluating how our money is being dedicated is that something new has come forward, and if we've spent half our budget by the time we realise just how serious it is, it might be too late to redirect resources where they're really needed. In terms of things being already on the plan that could, where adjustments, I think, Chair, perhaps you were suggesting that adjustments could be made as we go along this year, but there's one item in particular which is working to support development of community hubs, which had actually been nominated for work in 2023-24, and I would specifically like to ask that we urgently look at bringing that item forward as a priority, as it has no money currently allocated to it. So if we had to pick and choose one thing to bargain for, I think it would probably be that, and especially as I've talked to people already here this evening on some of the stalls who have said that they're not sure how some of our community organisations are going to keep going with having to heat buildings or pay increased room hire to cover the cost of heating. So that's just a bit more by way of explaining where we're coming from, and just a final request that we consider it more immediately in this committee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.